Hey man, get you a napkin and a toothbrush, mouthwash, and everything, boy. Make sure ain't nothing in your teeth.
Hey, what's up? What's up? Welcome back. Another episode, Trash Talking with the Old Heads. You know what it is. I'm your host, Dante, along with my Trash Talking Old Head partners, Greg C. What's happening, bro?
Roll Tide. That's what's happening. That is what's happening. You see, and you heard, and you saw what I've been saying since last week. Roll Tide. No excuses. Play like a champion. We
All
in
that
there.
ass whooping.
We in there.
What it do, bro?
Man, what's going on, man? I'm over here trying to get these fittings right on these championship hats. But you know what it is. All the time, every day, all day. Champions. We ain't playing over here. We're all about them greens over here, baby. You see them all over the place.
Spend my dollar on beer.
Out there in
Tucked in the
Colorado.
holler, neath the
Real,
mountain
Derek Kelsey. What's
moonlight.
happening, bro?
Oh, I'm always grateful to be in the place, and I always got smoke. So
Too much
Let's
Alabama
go.
on the set today, but that's okay. That's okay.
Absolutely.
Too much. Hey,
Spend my
don't forget to
dollar.
hit that like and subscribe button. Trash Talking with the Old Heads on YouTube. We appreciate all the support so far, but we got a lot to get to, man. Let's get rolling. You know what it is. Judgment Day, man. CFP rankings came out. So a couple things. Bama's in. Notre Dame out. Two damn group of five schools in.
Let the crying begin.
So, Kelsey, I'll start with you, brother. Did Alabama deserve to be in?
I don't think deserve is a good word. Alabama earned their way in based on what they did in the regular season.
Oh,
if you look at if this was a one game beauty contest, our last game, then we would have come up short. But this was an evaluation of what we did in the entire season in the toughest league in the country, and we were the number one seed, and therefore we earned our way in. I know that the term earned is something that's respected in this group. That's something that is valued in this group. And so what you do on the field, not what you do when you shave your legs and you put your sash on and get in the beauty pageant, that's not what we're doing. It's like, what do we do on the field? We handled our business on the field throughout the regular season. And in the reward game, we didn't show up in the way we needed to, but that put us in. If you're going to match us up, if this was back in the BCS days, where it's 1 and 2, no, we didn't deserve to be in. If this was back in the college playoff days when there were 4 teams, no, we didn't deserve to be in. But you're going to pick 12 teams, ain't no way on God's green earth we ain't supposed to be in there.
So you holding on to
no way.
I'm asking. I'm just asking the question.
Go ahead, ask it.
Big wins you're talking about would be Georgia and Vanderbilt.
Okay, well, first of all, I don't like the way you try to slide Vanderbilt like that. If Vanderbilt will walk up and down the field on Florida State or whoever other team you want to put in there.
You're saying Georgia and Vanderbilt, right?
Well, no, I'm not saying just Georgia and Vanderbilt.
Or who else?
Georgia, Vanderbilt, Missouri before their quarterback got injured. Okay, roll your eyes. I know.
No, the reason I'm rolling my eyes, it's not at you. It's actually not at you. It's
okay.
At the dude up in the top left up there. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because he'll down other ranked teams in other conferences, but like you're doing now, held the mid teams in the SEC.
No, I don't see that's
all I'm saying.
I don't consider Vanderbilt a mid team. In fact, I had Vanderbilt as being a playoff team. I had Vanderbilt beating Tennessee and Texas after seeing what they did earlier. And so I think Vanderbilt is actually one of the better teams in the nation. If we're going,
would you say they're on the same scale as let's say Utah?
Oh yes, definitely.
Okay, that's all I want to hear. That's all I want to hear.
I'm sorry. Higher.
They're above.
Higher.
Vanderbilt above.
Thank you.
Higher than Utah.
They're above.
So what he's trying to do, Kelsey, is put Arizona, Utah, and Vanderbilt in the same.
Yeah, no,
they're the same caliber teams.
No, they're not. They're not. Their roster is not the same caliber. The type of athletes they have is not the same caliber. How they withstood week in and week out competition is not.
Oh, my God.
Who did Arizona and Utah beat? Again,
did he say? Hold on. Are we saying Arizona? Not Arizona State. Arizona.
Hold on. Let me bring you into the argument. If you missed the
okay, see, you hide behind that mic. Go ahead and hide behind that mic because if you say Arizona,
so last night Dante asked the question immediately after we got thought. Did Alabama deserve to be in based on the fact that the conversation that was being had was that you can't lose in the
Championship game and
conference
drop.
championship game and drop. So he tried to juxtapose that against BYU. BYU now in the Big 12. So I said your premise is all jacked up because we're talking about the SEC and the Big 12. If you were talking about the SEC and the Big 10,
what we were talking about
you
was
can make an
ranked wins.
equivalency there.
They beat ranked teams too. So why did they drop in
Yes,
their
I'm not.
championship
So,
game?
But again, they didn't beat the same caliber of ranked team.
ranked
They
team,
just
yeah,
ranked
just
team
your
rank,
wins
a
in the
ranking
Big
is just a
12.
number. A ranking is just a number. I'm not going to just say right
Utah's
now. I'm
been
like, how
ranked
good
in-
was the team?
up there all year.
We can sit here
Who
and
was up there
pretend.
all year? Who was up there all
Utah.
year?
Utah been ranked. What are we talking about? We acting like Utah's been a nothing program. Stop it, man.
What?
Stop.
Just because
Stop.
Utah ran the dog off of Colorado
Man, I don't care
Right.
nothing about
with a
Colorado.
freshman quarterback? Oh, you don't like Colorado no more?
With the SEC, my thing with the Alabama people is those mid teams that what you're talking about, Tennessee's, LSU's.
They're not.
Y'all acting like these teams are so much better than these teams in these other conferences.
Okay,
They
well, hold
are
on.
not.
Well, okay, let's make a clarification. Let's make
In
a
the Big 12,
clarification.
they are.
Let's make a clarification. Even if their records aren't better, their talent is better. So that's a thing, which is why we can see a Florida team that even with a horrible record, some days will step up and they're like, okay, wait a minute, they beat somebody. It's like, well, shoot, they got dudes on their team. They're not a not talented roster. They're not performing up to their talent, but they are a more talented roster. So that's A. But B, like a team like, again, you saying Vanderbilt, you're treating them like they're Vanderbilt of the 1980s. This Vanderbilt team is not that.
I'm not, but you're treating them like they Bama of the Saban era. Come on, man.
No. I'm not doing that.
They're mid.
Okay, when you say mid, what do you mean? Mid as in it'll do to get high, or mid in terms of I'm not getting my money's worth?
From like 12 to 25, they're about the same. If you get them on a neutral field, any of them could win. That's what I'm saying.
I think Vanderbilt's a little bit better than that.
So I'm gonna go back to the original question about whether or not Bama deserved to be in. They deserve to be in. We can't argue that. They deserve to be in. They were the number one team in the SEC before they got their ass destroyed in the SEC championship. That's just what it is. But they have not been. This is what I said originally once they got put in. If Georgia had beat them twice, so they won the first meeting, and let's just say Bama had won one of those other games that they lost, then I could see the committee putting them out completely boldly because Georgia beat them twice.
Mm-hmm.
But that didn't happen. So their status still stays high because they were the best team. They ended up being the best, having the best record in the SEC. I can't really agree with, and I know I said it, but I misspoke when I said they were the best team in the SEC because at the end of the day, they were not. They weren't. They haven't been playing well for the last 3 or 4 weeks at all, with having no balance on the offensive side of the ball. But they deserve to be in. Now, if we go on to our next question, Dante, when we get talking about Notre Dame and did they get hosed? Absolutely. Alabama's ranked way too high. They rank way too high. That's to me, that's the committee looking ahead and trying to see what the hell they want to happen. And that's not right. You know what I'm saying? That the Alabama spot, in my opinion, should be Notre Dame spot. They should be ranked higher than them. No question. They got a better record.
And that goes against
Alabama,
what you just said. You just said
they have a better record. They have a better record than Alabama.
Well, hold on. So
they have a better record. How? Outside of the conference championship.
They have. If I'm not mistaken, aren't they 10-2?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were 10-2. Yeah.
Okay, so they only lost 2 games and Bama lost 3.
So you were referring to the flip flop last week? Is what you're referring to?
You know what I'm saying? So,
I'm asking the question. Is that what you're talking about? The flip of those 2 teams?
No. He's saying because Alabama has 3 losses and Notre Dame only has 2. That's a better record. Which is completely irrelevant in this conversation.
So if we're looking at Notre Dame, Miami, and Alabama, who's been playing the best football the last?
Notre Dame.
Okay. So at the very least, committee, can we at least have the team that's been playing better because Alabama's been asked. Let's just be honest. They've been asked. So
that's
at
just
least have Notre Dame above them just on
So-
that merit alone. But we didn't get that.
Well,
We got them looking ahead.
Hold on,
here's-
there. Hold on.
Go
Let
ahead.
me get in. You cannot use the eye test in unbalanced conferences. You saying Notre Dame has been playing better, but who have they played?
They ain't playing nobody.
Who have they played?
Yeah, like Ohio State. As soon as they play somebody, all of a sudden,
Yeah,
They don't look like
only
world
good
leaders.
win Notre Dame really has is USC.
yeah, and
And-
you talking
that's
about mid,
suspect, and that's
and you talking
suspect.
about mid teams.
Another
You talking about
mid
mid teams,
right?
So
Thank
you
you.
can't use who's been playing the best.
So let's look. This is how I look at it. Okay, Notre Dame has been playing better than Alabama. Okay, we just said that, right? Alabama lost games that they were expecting to win. Notre Dame didn't do that. Notre Dame didn't come out and lay eggs. Alabama did that. We saw it. We saw them lose to.
Who was favored in Notre Dame in the Notre Dame Texas A&M game?
I don't remember.
Okay,
Notre
no, but that was a game they played and lost.
Do you remember who
I
was
think
favored?
they were favored. I think they were
Notre
favored.
I
Dame was
picked
favored
against
in the
Bama,
Miami
so-
game because Notre Dame was in the wasn't they in the CF? Wasn't they in the championship game?
Yeah, it was
last
in
year?
championship game. Yeah, I think Miami may have been favored in both the games they lost to the legitimate teams they played this year. So what are you saying, Jerry?
Well, I didn't say Miami. I didn't say Miami was playing better than anybody. I asked. The question was who played
Notre
the
Dame
best
was
football
favored by
between the
6.5
three of
points
them.
when they played
And
Texas
you
A&M.
agreed with me.
So,
it was Notre Dame.
here's what.
Yes,
here's,
yes. But that's not
I didn't say
again. That's not.
anything about Miami.
But that's not the question at hand.
I have
Well,
no
first,
respect for the ACC.
Get in,
Let-
G. What was you about to say?
So first, again, when I get back to who's playing better, these are unbalanced conferences. The ACC and whatever schedule Notre Dame played is not the same as Alabama's schedule. If we look at the metrics is what determines where are these teams ranked when it comes to the CFP. You got to look at strength of record. You got to look at strength of schedule. Do you know that Alabama, out of all the conference, the playoff contenders, had the number one strength of record? Actually, it was number 6, and the 5 teams above them are not even considered into the CFP mix. So what are you talking about? And you're talking about record that before Saturday they were both 10-2. Again, my question to you and Dante: who the hell did Notre Dame beat? Who did BYU beat?
The team
Nobody
they were expected to, and Bama didn't.
But that's not
Bama.
okay,
that's-
so
You were fully expecting Bama to beat Georgia, and they couldn't do shit with Georgia. You were fully expecting them to beat who'd you just say?
wanted them to
Texas
beat
Tech,
Georgia, but
and they didn't. You
but
fully
they beat
expected them to
Georgia.
win those
But
games.
they beat Georgia
And
in
they did.
Athens. They beat
Yeah, they
Georgia.
did. They
in
walked in their
Athens.
trap.
I'm talking about in the
Does
SEC. I'm talking
anybody
about
on
the
here-
SEC championship. I was
But
specific.
again, that before
Does anybody think Notre Dame should have been in over Miami?
no.
No.
Okay, so we don't need to
So-
discuss
so-
that, 'cause I
so
don't
let's-
think any of
but-
us think that.
Let me be clear about something. When you're talking about the last team to get in, deserve really is not a great word. It's like, okay, if you really want to be in, then be one of those top teams. Once you get to the 64th, 65th team in the NCAA tournament, when you get to be this last, are we in? Last year's us and SMU, this year's us and Notre Dame. It's just like, if you don't get in, you didn't handle your business. When you put it in the committee's hands, you didn't handle your business. So
Exactly.
am I going to cry about Alabama being in? Nope. I'm going to celebrate like we won the chip. But if they didn't get in, they didn't handle their business. They didn't handle their business. But let me also say this too. I think and it's about some of the unbalanced nature of things. Notre Dame gets the benefit of not having to play in the conference.
Yeah,
That's
and
And because of that, and I love that the committee said we're not going to just allow you to get by on that. Once they got close to Miami and said, all right, y'all got similar records, similar metrics, y'all played on the field, Miami beat y'all, y'all go home.
And my thing with Notre Dame is you can't lose both the tough games, run the table against the cupcakes, and get into
and then say we good. No.
That just doesn't work for me. You know what I'm saying?
All the games gotta matter.
Maybe if they had split those 2 games, okay, I can see it. But to lose both tough games, run the cupcakes, and get into the playoff.
No.
And here's what's crazy about that. If Miami had handled their business and won the conference
and beat SMU,
Notre Dame would have been in.
Yeah, exactly.
Because James Madison would be out.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep.
Either James Madison
ACC with that craziness almost cost themselves with that crazy BS of a tiebreaker that they have. Some strength of record, some craziness while Miami wasn't in there. Just some foolishness, man.
Yeah, well, no, you can't say that because they went and lost to SMU. It's like you can't, once you put yourself in the hands of other people because of what you didn't do when you had control of a situation, ain't but so much crying I'm gonna listen to about what they did me wrong. It's like, well, when you had an ability to knock somebody off the ball, hand the ball off, drive them off the line to get into the end zone and you fumbling, hey, that ain't, the refs didn't do it to you. The commissioners didn't do it to you. The tiebreaker didn't do it to you. That's something that y'all didn't execute on the field. And I'm going to hold you accountable for that. And so, stop whining.
Now, before we move on, one last little question, just around the horn. Are we okay with 2 Group of 5 teams?
I'm not okay.
When we know they're not the best 12 team, I'm okay with giving them a spot. I don't think there should be any scenario where 2 of them get
2 Group of 5.
Well, it wasn't set up to give them 2 spots. They set it up,
saying, but it should be no scenario where it could happen.
Well, no. It shouldn't be a scenario which it can't. You can't completely take it off the table. You say we're gonna take the 5 top conference champions, and then the 4 top conferences got to handle their business. If they don't, you can't even say, well, why do they get in? It's like, well, y'all didn't handle your business. Why is Duke winning your conference championship?
Why is Duke winning your conference championship?
11, 14, Vanderbilt, Texas. Notre Dame, come on, man, stop.
Well,
we know they're all better than Tulane,
yes,
James Madison.
But this, in order to get consensus on a playoff, you can't just say, unless the SEC and the Big Ten go off and do what they want to do, you got to play with the young boys, and you got to say, okay, what can I get you to agree upon? And this was the system they agreed upon to have them included. So either you go completely a big boy system, and we play big boys and none of the G5s. And then you just separate them. Then that's one way to do it. But if you want the G5s participating,
I think they need to come up with a system where only one of them can make it. Make a way where only one of them can make it.
But then, all right, will the G5s agree to that?
If they don't, what are they gonna do?
That's what I'm saying. But then you go off and do your own thing.
No, I'm saying it's not gonna hurt the CFP.
Dante, this was an anomaly season, and it was good for the to test the principles of the CFP.
Yeah,
the
ACC, it really did.
ACC botched whatever. They botched it on the field, and they botched it on their rules on how they determine who makes the conference title.
But I would say that the ACC is not a power conference. I would say they're really only 2 power conferences.
It's leaning that way, and that's
it ain't leaning. It ain't leaning. It is.
That's a good topic we'll probably end up having to get into.
Yes, but here's the problem with that though.
Miami and Florida State are letting us down.
Well, Clemson too. Don't forget about them. So, but I'm saying, but it's not a power conference. But the other problem is the power conferences, especially the Big Ten this year, are super top heavy.
Yeah.
So to your point, I think the point that you're trying to make about the SEC is really true about the Big Ten, where you got like 3 teams up top.
Yep.
And then you got about 17 teams that are just like, and a couple of them at the bottom who are just basura.
Yep. I agree, man. Let's get to this Ole Miss situation where your boy Lane and dipped up out again on another team, another school. But I guess before we get into even the questions I had on here, before we even get to that, anybody disapprove of his move?
What do you mean?
I've been in a lot of chat rooms where people said he shouldn't have left. It was wrong of him to leave.
Oh,
anybody here got a problem with him leaving?
No.
I don't know who would have stayed.
I just wanted to know. You know what I'm saying?
Who would have stayed?
A lot of that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of
that. Les Miles and Ed Orgeron won championships at LSU. Come on, man. Come on. Who's not going to take that?
I know you asked this question. So did they kind of spite their? So did they kind of cut off their nose to spite their face by not letting him coach in the playoffs?
You can't
start, Jerry, because you got a real big issue with it.
Well, yeah. Jeff, me personally, if I'm the AD, and I get it, the first thing we have to say is the system is broken. The way it is now is just, it's not fair to the kids. It's not fair to universities or whatever. The only person it's fair to is the person who's going to get the bigger bag. That's the only person it's fair to.
What do you mean by the system is broken, though? What do you mean by that?
Well, when I say the system is broken, is they need to fix the regulations on recruiting, signings. They also need to fix, when can you talk to a coach? All of that needs to be done after the season. They need to designate a period for those things to happen, and it doesn't hurt your team like this. Because Ole Miss deserves the opportunity to, because they earned it, Rev. They deserve the opportunity to play this season completely out and let the balls fall where they may. This was one of the best Ole Miss teams they've had in a long time. Only losing one game, 2 games, whatever it is. They deserve to play it out and have those kids have a good opportunity to try to win a title. I think they have less of a chance by not having the person that was pulling the trigger all year by playing in this tournament. And it's just going to leave even a more sour taste on the whole thing.
I don't think anybody disagrees with you on that part.
Yeah.
Gee, would you let him coach your team though?
Wouldn't, because of his track record of not being able to handle dual roles, and especially in a time like you said, Jerry, where this is your team's best shot at winning a championship in 40, 50 years or 60 years almost. Lane has shown that he's immature. The way that he handled this entire process obviously left a lot of bad feelings and left the sour taste in not only the administration's mouths, but also some of the players, according to some of the tweets that have been that have since come out since his departure. I heard you say pause. Don't it didn't go over my head. But it's insane to what they say the insanity is doing the same thing over and over again. If you know that if you know that this guy will not do what's right for your program and your program only, which is what is needed in this scenario, of playing for a national title, then why would you allow him to be there and use your resources to recruit players to LSU, to build his coaching staff at LSU? Because the recruiting calendar demands that he does those things, or else he's gonna botch the LSU recruiting job. So it's a no-win situation for Ole Miss. Right, you know what I'm saying? So what do? You go ahead and cut your losses and move forward. And the best way, keep your coaching staff intact, let Lane do what he got to do, and try your best to win and compete for a title. You got your offensive coordinator who calls the plays for the offense, knows Lane Kiffin's playbook, may not be as bold as far as taking risks, going for it on 4th down as Lane would sometimes do. But you got Pete Golding, who is the defensive coordinator, has been there 2 or 3 years now. And so, I think they set up to do what they're going to do with Lane or without Lane.
LSU had to let Weiss come back because he went with Lane.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that.
Let me ask a question real quick. What you used the word he was immature again or whatnot. I remember this stuff when he left Bama. I don't remember there being any issues when he left the team in Florida to come to Ole Miss. But what are you considering in this moment that he did that was immature, in your opinion, G, or in everybody's opinion? I don't know.
I think he's immature in how he handled it.
I don't know everything that happened at Tennessee, but I know he left in the middle of the night, leaving Tennessee. Left Tennessee at the altar, going to USC.
No. I'm talking about
he's saying about this particular situation.
Specifically in this, I ain't talking about the past. I'm talking about specifically this moment. You mentioned that he was immature, and I'm asking, what did he do that was immature while he was leaving Ole Miss?
While he was leaving Ole Miss. Just some of the things that I've heard from the administration and some of the back office stuff that was happening. Him trying to take players and trying to take coaches during that whole process before he even made the decision known. It's one of some of the things that I heard that he was doing that really kind of ticked a lot of the Ole Miss administration off.
That's hearsay. That's hearsay.
But I'll say what was immature
stuff.
to me. I'll say is what's immature to me is, yes, understanding the situation that he was in was not a great situation where you have your team in the playoffs. There's a job open that's been offered to you that's right across the state lines in the same conference. A rival. So this is different than buddy at Tulane who's going to Florida, because you're dealing probably with a different caliber of player that you're recruiting. And so there's enough differences to say, how do we do that? But because of all of that, at a certain point, you can't lament the situation you're in. You got to deal with the situation you're in. And if he wanted to go to LSU, that means he's going to have to give up some stuff at Ole Miss. If he wanted to stay at Ole Miss and coach them to the championship, then he might have to give up on the opportunity to coach LSU. That's the hand that he was dealt. The immaturity was saying, I'm not going to play the hand that I'm dealt. I'm going to try to play this thing out, see how long I can push this. Maybe I can have my cake and eat it too. And that's
because he wanted to play, though. That's because he wanted to coach this team.
I know, but I'm saying, but the factors on the ground,
and
that was not a tenable solution. That was not a tenable. That was something that he wanted, but that was not going to work for Ole Miss from the staff, from the players, and all those things. If he decided he wanted to go over there, if you want to be over there, then you got to be over there and deal with whatever the consequences and the fallout of being over there. You can't say, I want this one. Actually, I want her. But let me kind of finish off of no, you got to choose in these type of situations. And the immaturity was him not seeing that eventually you're going to have to choose, and you're not going to be able to have your cake and eat it too. And that's how it played out.
Jerry drunk the Kool-Aid talking about it's about the kids. Man, stop it.
No.
It's about
I'm saying even if he wanted to say it's about kids.
It's about Lane saying, man, you know what? I can't get a chip here, maybe. That's that on the resume, but I'm still going to LSU.
That's not what I was trying to say.
And running to LSU. You know what I'm saying?
What were you trying to say?
I'm not trying to. No, I'm not trying to say he was trying to make it about the kids. Hell no, nobody believes that. When I said the words kids, I'm saying that he was trying to. I think he was trying to navigate it to where, like you said, have his cake and eat it too. He was hoping that Ole Miss did not put a deadline on offering him an extension, right? Which would then allow him, if they didn't give him a deadline on the extension, that would have allowed him to play the season knowing that the LSU job is there, play the season, maybe win in the first round, lose, after the second round, what have you, and then take the job at LSU. That's what he was hoping he could do under the rug, so to speak. But
isn't that an immature thought?
The way it is, that was never going to happen, though.
But I'm saying, isn't that immature to think that you could?
That's an immature thought.
But that's an immature thought to think that scenario was ever going to play out, because Ole Miss wasn't going to allow that.
Right.
LSU might have, depending on how dysfunctional they were.
For LSU wasn't going to allow it either.
Yes, but I'm saying, but it's like that wasn't going to be a situation that ever was going to be on the table. So him waiting for something that never was going to happen. That's like you trying to treat it like a kid. It's like, no, I can do this and do this. It's like, no, man, you got a decision to make, and you got to go one way or the other.
And what's so surprising about this whole situation, because I'm thinking, okay, he has learned from his past history, but he experienced the exact same situation, not so much as being from head coach to head coach, but he was leaving a job at Alabama, the offensive coordinator, to play for a national championship, and has accepted a role at FAU. And the reason he got fired was because he could not handle both responsibilities. He was, shortchanging Alabama to get FAU off the ground. And so for him to think that he could do both, when he already experienced that he could not do it before, and him being a 50-year-old man, excuse me, probably older than 50.
No, he's 50, I think.
Okay. Well, him being a 50-year-old man, he's not a rookie. He's not a spring chicken. So he has life experiences that should have told him, hey, I have to either do this or I have to do that. I can't do both. And no organization is going to allow me to do both because it's going to hurt one in benefit of another program, a rival program. That's like somebody leaving Alabama to go to Auburn, or Auburn to go to Alabama. Ole Miss and LSU are rivalries.
So I'm the only one on the panel that would have, as an AD,
or rivals.
If my school had allowed me, I would have allowed him to play the season out to see how far my school can go under this coach who's led us through this unprecedented season at our school. That's me. My question is, with everything set up the way that he has, how could it have been done any different that would satisfy y'all to the point to where you're not saying he was immature in the way he actually tried to do it? What should he have done?
The calendar just would have had to be different. You know what I'm saying? If you had a different calendar,
so nothing. There's nothing he could do.
I don't think he's in the same situation where I don't think Ole Miss is in the same situation where they're looking at it about recruiting. I mean, one of the administrators said it. With this recruiting calendar, it's not feasible. It's just not a feasible thing looking towards your next year and your next team when things you have to get into with the NIL now. They can't do it. You know what I'm saying? It's not a way to keep him around, pay him while you're still trying. Who's going to be doing your recruiting?
And like you said, you talk about some immature, telling your coaching staff if you're not on the plane to Baton Rouge, then you can forget that job.
Threatening the coaching staff
I'm paying at this point. Instead of showing deference to Ole Miss, I am leaving a program high and dry during championship winning season.
No, that's just a boss move, man. I didn't have a problem with that.
No, but again, that's a level of immaturity. So you cannot expect that. I mean,
if there was nothing else for him that he could do
them towards you,
right?
If there was nothing he could do, if there was no other way he could do it.
Jared, I think there was a way. There was a way he could do it. There was something he could do. Not wait this long. If LSU was going to be his choice, then don't string it out and just say LSU is my choice. I'm a coach to the end of the Egg Bowl, and then I'm going over there. It's like if the decision was always going to be I'm going to LSU, then as quick as you can.
If he had done that, Ole Miss would have said, "No, you done right now."
Okay, well I'm saying, but you got to deal with that. He made his choice. Ole Miss has the opportunity to make their choice based on his choice. Right. So it's like, but you can't say, this is what I want, but I want y'all to let me have all this other stuff. As soon as you make your choice, you got to deal with the consequences.
Exactly.
And that consequence was always going to be there. Letting it play out didn't make it any better.
Right.
I think he was weighing. I think he was very seriously weighing Florida and LSU.
Well, yeah, he was weighing Florida and LSU. Yeah,
he was weighing Florida and LSU. So that had to take some time because I know he was trying to. Even though he got on the mic and lied and said he didn't know what he was making and all that dumb shit on camera, I'm sure he was waiting to hear a number from his agent from Florida and a number from LSU because in the end, it did come down to that. But he probably was – this is what I heard. I heard, like y'all heard all this other stuff, I heard that he really did want to go to Florida, that Florida is like his dream job. But LSU – was offering, of course, the most money, as well as coming with, we can get the best players involved in NIL. Yep. So that's what he was like. Okay, well, I just got to take the best of the best. That's the best offer I'm gonna get. He couldn't weigh it up against where he wanted to be. He couldn't. It was just too great because you're gonna get the best athletes. You're gonna get the best athletes, and I know y'all ain't with me, but I think that dude going to LSU, he's going to get at least one.
I'll move on to the NBA, but one last thing I'll say about them players, man, take this under advisement. Don't let nobody tell you to think about nobody but yourself.
I want to say one more thing.
What the coach is doing.
I want to say one more thing. I would rather see the Texas and the way that they playing over what the hell Alabama been doing for the last 3-4 weeks. The Texas been balling.
Oh, no. Never that. Never. I don't want to see Texas do nothing. I don't never want to see
Let's
Texas do
move
that.
to the association, fellas. Reverend Giannis, Milwaukee. Of course, this looks like it's going to be a pretty much lost season for the Bucks, man. Rumors about Giannis won't out. Well, Giannis is really sneaky with it. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
He,
Thank you.
he kind of sneaky with it. He don't really say much of anything. You know what I'm saying about wanting
Yeah.
to leave. And Doc is coming out saying, and we've had no conversations about
Man,
it.
come on,
And
man.
nobody believing it. You know what I'm saying? Is it time? Is the question. Is it time for them to part ways at this point?
Well, Milwaukee has to figure out what they can get for him. But Giannis wants to be gone. Giannis just don't want to get his hands dirty. And
Right.
I hate somebody who's nice, nasty like that. Like,
Right.
I
Right.
don't want, it's like, I don't want to be here, but I want to preserve this little fraudulent image. I
I
ain't buying
love
it, man.
Milwaukee so much.
Yeah, it's like, okay, you can love Milwaukee, but he's like, okay, I put my time in. I got y'all a chip. Now I want to go do me. And the fact that he won't stand up, that's kind of another one of those immaturity things, Jerry. It's like, you can't say that this is a way that I want to do things, but you don't want to deal with the blowback or the consequences of choices that you make. Make your choice and be a big boy and deal with what comes along with it. But he wants to try to say, kind of, he already talked in this summer, and they've already asked and looked around at some trade scenarios with New York. But
Yep.
I know I haven't asked for a trade and all that. Might miss me. Again, he had caught the Pistons flu, want to fall down like he didn't hurt his calf and massaging that and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, man, I'm not buying it.
Now
I'm
that's
not
that
buying it.
now
So
you went a step too far. But go
if he
ahead.
want, no, I understand. I'd be scared to play the Pistons too. But if he wants to be, if he wants out, he needs to stand on it and deal with it and deal with it, whatever blowback that comes along with it. But go ahead and start moving this thing forward versus this kind of, I'm gonna say one thing or try to preserve some sort of public image, and then behind the scenes, I'm working to get myself extracted. If I was Milwaukee, I try to figure out what's the biggest package I can get for him, and I would do that. I don't think he's going to be able to do that going to New York.
I don't either. I don't
So
either.
He's
so it's like and so that's the part about Milwaukee. Just like I'm like, Giannis, do you want to get gone? Well, we're gonna send you wherever is best for us. If you want to
Unless
go
they
to New York,
unless
then you
they
might have to
just
sit here for a
unless they
minute.
just in love with Karl Anthony Towns, but
I,
No, who
I
would be?
I will be glad when this current NBA star stops worrying about image outside of, in my opinion, the front office. Like if I'm a superstar player, I don't care what the fans think of me, Charles Barkley. That's my mentality. Worrying about every tweet and every person that's gonna spin whatever you do into a negative and whatnot. I would give a rat's ass about that. Getting two burner phones or mini burners, KD, and willing to go in and actually respond to people saying dumb shit. Miss me with that shit. That's crazy to me.
or
If it ain't the front
anti-Trump.
office or the franchise, then I wouldn't give a damn, because especially if I'm the type of player like Giannis that puts the time in, the work in, that has achieved, I got 2 MVPs and I got a championship with a franchise that ain't had one since the fucking 70s. I could care less about the outside noise. The
A championship with
franchise
an
and the
asterisk, right?
front office is the only people that I would be concerned about when it comes to my image, because I actually put the time in. And for him, I agree with you as far as you saying him not want to have his hands dirty. It's ridiculous. Fuck what the fans are gonna say about you leaving, right? You want to be happy and you want to win. If you put the time in and done it the right way, then fuck all of that. Just let them say what they say. It's gonna be more Clyde Drexler. Clyde Drexler left Portland without hardly any backlash going to Houston and playing for. It was like the fans were happy for him that he got a chance to go play with his Five Slammer Jammer teammate. So I'll be glad when we get to the day when they're not worried about memes and shit. It's crazy.
Well,
Well, yeah,
that day won't come, Jared. Not too soon, because of the influence of social media and the 24-hour round the clock sports debate, hot take culture that has been
It's made
created
up.
by ring culture. That day won't be here any sooner. Giannis created this narrative that he wanted to win on his own. He didn't have to
Yeah,
want to team up with nobody, and
it
so
was
he's
all
having.
it was
I
all
I don't
BS.
Right. I don't believe that he's worried about what somebody's gonna say to him because he has the championship from Milwaukee, who hadn't won since Cap. He does have 2 league MVPs. He's putting up 30 and 10 a night. He's one of the best defenders in the league. So I don't think he's worried about that. He's worried specifically about the narrative he created when he tried to throw bones at LeBron and at KD, and you know what I'm saying, the superstar or the super team formation culture that has gone and went through the league. And so now he had to deal with it. It's just like if you told the world that I'll beat everybody's ass, and then when you got your ass whooped, it's hard for you to come back and puff your chest and say, I'll beat everybody's ass. So he just had to deal with that. He had to come to terms with it. And it is what it is. He want to leave and he need to go ahead and dip.
Didn't he delete all his social? Did he delete the Bucks off his social media?
I heard that.
Yeah, I'm like,
he explained that. He gave his reason for that. He gave his
which
reason.
was.
He said he watched the video of the sit down with Denzel Washington and Jamie Foxx, and Denzel was explaining to him why he's not on social media or whatever, blah blah blah, and he said that the less I'm out here on social media putting myself out there and doing this and doing that and doing that, then if the people want to see me, they're gonna come see my work at the theater. They got to come pay their money at the theater or pay it to the TV stations or whatever to see my stuff. So he said that he's taking on a new social media agenda.
I can't roll my eyes hard. I can't roll my eyes hard enough at that. That's to apple. Yeah, I'm saying, yeah, but I'm saying that's him placating and playing into the narrative that, again, he played himself into about what he's not going to do, how he's different and a bit tough, and he tried to head behind the accent. And I'm like, man, come on, dog. You're a hustler from the streets of Athens. I get it. Stop playing them games. Man. You got your brothers on. You put your brothers on. I'm like, that's hustle, man.
At this point, I don't remember what y'all talking about. He needs more titles. Plain and simple.
And he's not going to win any because he's not a title winning player.
Win on in Milwaukee.
He got one on. He got
he
one.
already did it.
No. He got an asterisk. KD, listen, 2 feet. 2 feet.
Dante,
2 feet.
Did you hear him?
Give me 2 feet.
Did you hear him?
What did he say?
Yes.
Said Giannis got an asterisk on his title.
Yes.
Why does he have an asterisk?
Why?
Coach Bud, Giannis, all them lames. Because the Nets with one functional player almost put him out before, but for an inch on the thing. Listen, hey, Jerry, tell me this straight up.
I thought
Jerry,
you was coming with some validity over there.
I am, Jerry. When KD hit that shot,
so now
did you think the series was over?
Dante, so now we need a thinner. We need a thinner NBA line. Obviously, we need a thinner 3-point line.
No, we don't. I'm not advocating for a thinner line.
Let's put that in the new rules.
I'm not advocating for a thinner line. What I'm saying is there's no reason why those Nets should have been competitive with those Bucks. But the Bucks was just throwing up all over themselves and let one man do them in, but for not their efforts, but for an inch on his shoe. And so y'all want to celebrate him for that title? Y'all can celebrate him. I'm not. He's a fraud. His championship is fraudulent, and he's not going to be the lead player on anything.
Leonard Robinson. I mean, Derek Kelsey. Before you went into that spiel, you were supposed to have your handkerchief out, and you were supposed to say,
"He's a fraud." A fraud. The championship. It don't count in my book. It might count for you. It don't count for me. I need you to do a little bit more than luck into one. Yeah, you can't hide behind the accent.
Yeah, he just realized he needs more titles, man.
The doors of the church
to get higher in the Pantheon, he's gonna need more titles. Plain and simple.
Yep. And do you think he's going to
get a haul for him? He's at a point now in Milwaukee where he put up 30 and 10, 30 and 11. Nobody even think about it.
Yeah, but because they're not winning. That's what I'm saying. It's empty calories.
And he hates that. You know what I'm saying? And he's got to be hating that at this point. Putting up 30, 10 every year, and everybody like, oh, okay, whatever.
Listen, they brought him Dame, and it was an abject failure.
It was but we said
it was because of him.
Well,
it was because of who?
It was because of Giannis.
That's
It was because of Giannis. Giannis was fighting that man on every turn.
Yeah, Giannis
It was
wanted to be the
crazy.
point. He wanted to be the point forward and let
Giannis,
Dame shoot it off.
Giannis didn't want the ball taken out of his hand in any situation. And I said that shit early in that season when I saw him. They needed a 3 to tie or win, and Giannis just went and pulled up for 3 like he didn't have Dame. After Dame had already won a game with a trade before that game, and it was like, what are you doing? Like, why not be able to relinquish that aspect of the game to him? Why not? He's proven. But he fought that man tooth and nail the whole season.
Giannis would be a nice number
seasons,
2.
That's crazy.
Giannis would be a nice number 2 for somebody.
Nah, wherever he go, he gonna be the dude. Other than Golden State, though, he'll be the dude.
Come on, man, to the clip joint, man.
Hold on, let me ask one more question.
Go ahead,
Dante, do you want Giannis in San Antonio?
Depends on what the package look like. What does the package look like? Pause. You know what I'm saying?
But that's crazy too. Okay.
You got to give up.
You got to come off of Stephon Castle and Dylan Harper. And
all the picks that they're talking about, I'm fine with. Give them whatever picks they want.
Yeah, you got to come off those 2.
Go.
2 of those 3 young dudes. That for me, you're probably gonna have to. But
Castle, Harper, and Pitts got to be
Harper, Castle, or Vassell. They're gonna want 2 of those. You know what I'm saying?
And would you, given that, would you do it? Wow.
You got to think that hard.
2-time MVP.
Not
2-time MVP
in a heartbeat.
I think you have to. I think you have to. You know what I'm saying? You're leveraging the future for titles now.
Dante, I wouldn't want him. I'd say stay in Milwaukee. We'll build what we want.
I'm gonna tell you what bothers me more about it now. It's not even that. He seems to be getting hurt a bit more now. You know what I'm saying? And that part of it is starting to worry me. He gets hurt every year almost now. You know what I'm saying? For extended periods of time.
Look at the teams.
And that's a problem. He's out 2 to 4 weeks now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
look at the teams.
I get it, but a couple years ago, it was in the playoff. It was in the playoff a couple years ago.
He got that dreaded calf strain, so he needs to sit out.
We gotta
stop. That dude ain't trying to. It did look funny. It looked funny.
It
looked funny. I ain't gonna lie, because I was like, what did he do?
Hey, hold on, what did he do? Hey, you didn't see the little ripple? You didn't see the ripple that you expect to see?
I was like, what did he do? The man just sat down.
I think it's time for both parties. Both parties at this point should want to move on. The Bucks should want to move on. They got. I mean, even though they've mortgaged everything going forward with their cap and everything. It's the only way they can get out from under it. They're going to need a bunch of young players. They need a bunch of picks, bunch of everything. You know what I'm saying? I would definitely want to rebuild around Karl Anthony Towns. I'm sorry. I'm just not doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Can I add a slight twist here?
Go ahead.
I know we got to run down, but one of the objections to the Luka trade was, man, you could have gotten a haul for Luka versus the backdoor deal and the side under the table thing that Nico was able to negotiate.
About that. The Dallas organization made Nico.
Right.
So, but now with the Giannis situation, if everybody knows that Milwaukee is over a barrel related to their cap situation and all of that, if you know they're trying to get rid of them, why would you give them all of the stuff versus kind of play hardball with them and say
this is going to be opened up to 31 other teams or 29 other teams.
But does Giannis want to go? But Giannis don't want to go to 31 teams, right?
I don't think he's going to get his wish for New York, so they're going to have to open it up. I would just tell him, Giannis, I love you. Thank you for what you did for Milwaukee, but bro, no way.
You would send him to Charlotte. Do you think he would go to Charlotte?
New York can give us the best package. Pick some team.
I get that, but does that mean that? But does that mean just like, so again, you say 31 teams? I'm like, if Charlotte came over the package, would they send him to Charlotte?
Y'all forgetting?
If it was way better than anybody else, I would.
Y'all are forgetting the true superstar players go where they want to go.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But
he's gonna go to his
theoretically. You saying he would go to Charlotte and that was the best?
No, I didn't say he would go.
He couldn't stop it. Let's say he couldn't stop it. Would I do it to him? Is what you're asking? Yeah, I would.
You would. Boy, you slow down. You said what I did.
If they got a package that's just way better than everybody else, bro,
you would
going to Charlotte, bro.
He won. He
Nah,
won your championship. He won your championship, Dante.
then you risking your future superstars coming to Milwaukee because you got to face it in
So you would
Milwaukee.
take a much lesser
in,
package. Worried about that?
You need a higher image in Milwaukee for people to come over there.
It's Milwaukee. Ain't nobody in free agency coming to Milwaukee. Stop it, bro. I go to Milwaukee all the time.
Miles Turner went. Miles Turner went.
Ain't
Are we laughing at that? Wow. Okay.
Ain't nobody going to Milwaukee.
Gary Payton went.
Stop it, bro.
Sam Cassell went.
I'm about to say, Sam, Irvin Johnson went. Not that one, the other one.
Horsemouth.
We'll see what go down with Giannis, man. We got to the trade deadline, but I think he may get moved sooner than later. I really do. He may get moved, man. The clip joint, man. The shamble that is the Los Angeles Clippers. You got Kawhi saying ain't enough talent. Bro, who fault is that? You know what I'm saying? James Harden still out here being James Harden. You're not affecting winning for real anymore. You know what I'm saying? So I guess the question at this point, man, who want to start? What's next for the clip joint, man? Jerry? What
man, I'm gonna be quick.
What can they do at this point?
They fuck. They fuck. Listen, everybody around this, from top to bottom, from the organization, Steve Ballmer, everybody in this organization is out of pocket. Everybody. You already got the Kawhi thing looming over this organization's head with this alleged under the table payment to Kawhi. All right, that's looking stupid. That's out.
And I remind you, you didn't have a problem with it when we discussed it earlier in the season.
See, I hate when you do this, Greg. I never said that I didn't have a problem with it. That never happened.
What did you say about it?
What I said was, from reading from going through the information, I said that there was a way. It looked like there was a way that Ballmer didn't have anything to do with it. That's what I said. But however that go, I don't know. But it's out of pocket. Kawhi saying that they need better players, he way out of pocket. When the reason why they can't get no consistent winning is because your ass is consistently sitting down, and you don't even have to come and show up to the facility. You can stay wherever your helicopter pad lands around your house, and you don't even have to come to the fucking practice facility, games, or none of that when you don't feel like it. That's ridiculous. That's out of pocket. Chris Paul, out of pocket. Bro, wow. Okay. He went to the Clippers so he could have a farewell tour. Let's just be honest. That's why he signed with this team. He thought his goodwill and the fact that he played 70-something games as a starter, which is surprising with the Spurs, that was going to give him playing time in his next organization. Well, unfortunately, you went to go play for Ty Lue. And the one thing Ty Lue got is, I guess he got good coaching pedigree. I've been talking against it for a long time lately because I ain't seen him do shit with this team since he got there.
Not even last year?
Not shit. All that stuff he was doing last year with that team and mix matching the playoffs.
You think that was Jeff Van Gundy?
That was ridiculous. Well, signing Jeff Van Gundy, that's a positive, but what did they get?
I said you were giving credit for the success they were having, that Denver barely got out of that series.
They weren't. Come on, man. They wasn't gonna beat them. They weren't gonna beat them.
Aaron Gordon had to have a tip in at the buzzer.
Right, you're right.
But this is what I remember. That was more so Denver being hurt. That has everything to do with Denver being beat the fuck up. Murray was hurt, and what's his name that did the tip in? Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon was hurt. Those players were on one leg.
And that was probably Denver's worst team in some years.
Yeah. And the team was stripped from the championship team. So no, that was not on Ty Lue being some mastermind.
Porter, Gordon, Jokic, Canadian.
Come on, man.
After those,
I gave you four. I gave you four. Murray, Jokic, Gordon, Porter.
You can't give me but two. You can give me Murray and you can give me Aaron Gordon. Those two players were on one leg. down the stretch the whole way, both of them. So no, I can't give them no credit. And then lastly, to me, the organization is out of pocket with the way they did it, right? And surprisingly, and this is my opinion, they sent this man home, or the last straw happened in Atlanta, right? What I imagine is that they on this losing streak and they in Atlanta and James Harden and Kawhi like, shit, we going to the club, man. We popping. You know what I'm saying? And CP3 didn't like that. Like, we on the losing streak and y'all still trying to kick it and blah, 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 blah. And I imagine they went and say, hey, man, y'all get this nigga out of here. He don't even want us to go see no. He don't even want us to go do no shit.
That's not what happened.
Trying to change stuff going on the court.
Yeah.
You know?
No. I'm saying the decision. I'm saying the decision on when.
I got that written down. I got that whole scenario and what happened. I got that written down. But I'm saying, as far as, you trying to stop everything. You can't control nothing. You can't impact winning like you know what I'm saying, with what you're saying. I think it's out of pocket to go that route because we keep saying that these rosters need old heads and shit like that on the bench. I don't see nothing wrong that he's saying. I think the way he's presenting the message is wrong.
Well, hold on, a couple things here. What happened was they had made the determination that he got to go. That had been before the Atlanta thing, but Lawrence Frank wanted to give him the decency to tell him in person, and so he flew down to Atlanta to tell him in person, and they had some issues, some travel issues, so they didn't start meeting until 11 o'clock that night. The meeting just happened to go for a couple of hours, and the result at the end of the meeting was like, hey, it's a wrap. And that's why he ended up getting sent home. But I think they had made the determination to do it before. But to your point about Chris Paul and the ability to be able to talk to people, remember his first Clippers thing ended because Blake Griffin and them were like, he don't know how to talk to people. So even when he was good,
they soft though. They soft. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I don't. But it's not just him. Everywhere Chris Paul is going, he has a personality apparently that's great.
Yeah.
And everywhere he goes, people are like, well, I don't know how much of that I can take. And with some people, like when he was at OKC and he had all them young boys, SGA fell in line. He loved it because he was providing some community for him, brought him over to his house and things like that. Other places, like when he went to Houston, it was like, hey, man, all right, I get it, but you might have to go on with some of that. Kenyon Martin was talking about Chris Paul was talking all that noise to him, and he was like, no.
He was right in Houston to get on James Harden. James Harden in the middle of the playoffs want to fly to Vegas and kick it with the hoes. Come on, man. He was right.
I'm not talking about that. I'm saying if you're on somebody about everything as a leader, you got to pick your voice as a parent. Exactly. You can't, as a husband, whatever. You can't be on somebody about everything all the time. You got to pick your spots. And apparently, he doesn't do a great job of picking his spots. And he even apologized. They said to the team about, hey, I can do better about that.
I read that.
So I don't think this was simply, hey, these young boys are soft, or folks don't want to listen to him. I think it's a situation where, all right, he kind of has a way that he does things, and it may work in certain environments, but in this environment, given all the other stuff, it didn't work. And even after they said something to him, and he said he was going to correct, it didn't. And so at that point, it's like, well, you're not contributing. You got to go.
You got to know your audience.
My whole point is that everybody's out of pocket. Everybody's out of pocket.
So as it relates to Chris Paul and the way that he delivers the message, nobody's saying what he's saying is wrong. He obviously is a talented player, and values doing things the right way. But as a leader, you have to have emotional intelligence. Like Kelsey was saying, you can't be rah-rah about everything. And you have to know who you can challenge and who you have to kind of coddle. That's just part of leadership, whether that's in business or whether that's in sports. You cannot treat everyone the same way. Some people will happily accept that role, especially younger players trying to, who have the internal motivation to get better. And some players like vets who have, seen the rodeo, or people that just ain't bought in like that, they may not be able to take that message. You got to know when to deliver it. As far as the Clippers, I blame this whole situation on Kawhi. Let's talk about the leader who is supposed to be the leader of the team. He has abdicated that responsibility since he's gotten there. Number one, he requested Paul George, in which they got, and they traded SGA, which Let me raise my hand and pat my back. I said at the time, because I saw SGA developing, that was a bad move. He has circumvented the responsibilities of being an NBA superstar, like Stephen A. has said countless times, and I don't want to parrot that ass clown, but he is the worst superstar that we've ever seen in terms of promoting the league, promoting the team. He's rarely playing. You can't find him at any NBA event. He doesn't endorse the league in a way that you would want to see a player of his caliber or a player that was of his caliber to do so. Kawhi was special. So y'all say. I say
Whoa,
he
whoa,
was
whoa, whoa! Don't do that. Don't do that.
You
He
see what I'm
was
saying?
special,
He
man.
go,
Don't
he
do
go,
that.
he go.
hold on,
So
hold
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
Let me
You went too
finish
far
my
there.
thought. Let me
great.
finish my thought.
You went too far.
No, I didn't. I said Kawhi was special.
No, you said, or so
You
y'all
said
say.
you said so. You
No,
say
but
as
I
in
was
he
going to
wasn't.
get to the reason why I'm saying that is because he hasn't played enough games to be that guy. Yes, he has the talent to have been that guy. And unfortunately, his career was derailed by injuries, just like Grant Hill, just like Derrick Rose. Unfortunately, he's been able to play some games and play in some seasons, and then other seasons he has not. So he's not lived up to the lofty expectations that he got when he won the championship and got the finals MVP. And he hasn't lived up to that. I don't care what y'all say. He has not lived up to that billing. And so this whole Chris Paul thing should have been um, it should have been balance given by Kawhi and his leadership responsibilities, being the leader of the team or supposed to have been the leader of the team. So you can't say he was that guy and then say, okay, now James Harden, who we know ain't no leader, comes in. Now he's supposed to take the role, and now we got an old CP3 coming in trying to challenge and take the role when Kawhi is supposed to have been it, and who they invested all this money, gave it that contract extension, which was the worst extension Bama could have ever done last year, to a guy that hadn't played in 50% of the games. Ridiculous.
Yeah, it's the Kawhi. I'm with you, G, on Kawhi. Kawhi and Paul George, they're the culprits behind this whole collapse. I mean, but then again, it was stupidity to me on the organization to put those two together in the first place. You know what I'm saying? I think me and you talked about it at the time. You know what I'm saying? It just wasn't smart. You know what I'm saying? Based on the history of these two guys, one, Kawhi got a degenerative issue. It wasn't going away. And Paul George is injury prone. I just didn't understand the team and
So,
why would you take that big a risk at
so
that time?
you,
And you did
so
it because of Kawhi, because he
yeah, it's
asked.
Kawhi. It was Kawhi. Yeah. So
Because he
you're
asked.
saying that
Yeah.
if it was if you could not have Kawhi plus Paul George, then you'd prefer to have no Kawhi at all. Is what you're saying
I would,
at
based
that
on
point.
what as a Spurs fan, knowing his issues with his knee, I wouldn't have done it. You know what I'm saying? I just wouldn't have done it. And I'm definitely not putting another injury prone dude with him. That just, to me, that just didn't keep SGA. Why get another injury prone star? And SGA wasn't the star at the time, but why get another injury prone star to go with your gamble on this injury prone star?
Well, I think it was a
That
package
didn't
deal.
make sense.
You wouldn't get Kawhi without Paul George. So I think the
No,
question is,
no,
did you
no.
want the two of them or did you want neither one of them?
No,
I wouldn't. I
I've
would
listened
not have
to.
done it.
I've listened to several talking heads with information on going back to when it actually happened. Yes, Kawhi wanted uh, wanted Paul George with them, and it was either they tried to make it seem like either I'm playing for y'all and y'all bring in Paul George, or I'm
And for
going
the
back
Lakers.
to Toronto.
Oh, okay,
Whatever.
okay.
I'm going back to Toronto. Laker fans like to say that he was going to go. I'm sorry. Some LeBron fans like to say that he was going to go play with LeBron, but that was never the
Well,
option. The options were
but that's what the
Toronto
national media was saying, though,
and
right?
and
That's
and
what I heard.
the Toronto. It was right. And remember also from the talking
Don't blame it
heads.
on the LeBron fans. It's
Remember,
not all the LeBron fans. We only get the information
yeah, the
we've been
same
fed.
talking heads came out on live TV and said that he's just landed in Toronto and he's about to sign with Toronto too. Thank you, Jalen Rose. But we're leaving out a big big part of this. And G, you said that you for one raised your hand and you recognized that Shea was going to be what he is today. I didn't know you had the NBA package, but anyway, going back to what actually happened, the Clippers, new owner, right? Steve Ballmer got all the money in the world. He can get whatever he wants done in the city with his bread. He got the team and wanted a superstar, right? He also figured that if Kawhi could do what he just did in Toronto, if he can do it in LA, then I'm going to get me a title, right? I don't see what the problem is in thinking that. And if he wants to rescue Paul George from Russell Westbrook, then
so
yeah,
you mean he was counting on KD and Klay Thompson to get hurt in the finals to win another championship?
I'm gonna do that too. I'm gonna do that too. I'm gonna bring him along too if that's what you want, because those are two of the best players in the league right now. We know that Kawhi is championship level. We know how good Paul George is, when he's healthy. And this is actually pre-Paul George being injury prone. When he became injury prone, this is the only injury that Paul George has when he broke his ankle as when he was on
Indiana.
Team USA. That's the only major injury he had before he got to the Clippers. That's the only one.
He had
That's
an
the only
injury
one.
in OKC too.
He
had that shoulder injury in OKC.
What did I say? Major injury. Major injury. That was the only one. So once he got to the Clippers, the dude started breaking down or whatnot or whatever, and it didn't work. So we can't leave that out. We can't leave that part out. Yeah, it was wrong to trade Shea. We see that now in retrospect or whatever. They knew he was going to be good. They didn't know he was going to be MVP level.
They still compounded though. They just signed Kawhi to another deal. Why?
Well, because they opened up the Intuit Dome.
We went over that, and that didn't make no sense.
No, it did. It did make sense. He opened up the Intuit Dome. You got to put butts in the seats, man.
Oh,
Dante, let me ask you this about Dante.
But I'm saying, you selling hopes and dreams. That's what
is
you
a partially torn rotator cuff a major injury?
It is.
Okay, that was at OKC. And he continued. He had those issues both seasons he was at OKC. So, yeah, he had injury concerns prior to coming to the Clippers.
So you're right. That is a major injury. The torn rotator cuff. The torn rotator cuff ain't never stopped nobody entire NBA career, much like a ACL tear can, much like a Achilles injury tear. So they didn't look at it like that. If I was an owner, I wouldn't look at a rotator cuff. Oh, come on, my nigga. We running.
Kelsey, last question. What would you do now? You the Clippers. What now?
The Clippers, they're gonna have to tear it down. They're gonna have to tear it down. Yeah, it's just untenable. Norman Powell is in Miami.
Man, that was terrible news. So terrible.
Yeah, so I think you got to tear it down. I mean, they have the new arena. Ballmer has the resources. I think you tear it down and you try to strategically build it back up, because right now it's not that. You let Lou go because Lou's probably not going to want to coach a rebuilding situation, and so you almost
Ty been terrible.
Clean house.
Wow.
I don't want to say that, but I would just say
getting the benefit of having been in LeBron's corner for his championship. Had that not happened, would we look at Ty Lue
down on Ty Lue now? Wow.
Say what now?
Wow,
hold on. What you said, Greg? What you said?
When was the only time Ty Lue won a championship?
Oh, okay, yeah, with Bron, but I've been watching him. I've been watching him since he got to the Clippers, and since he got to the Clippers, I haven't seen. When have they what have they done? They ain't done nothing.
I thought last year he did a good job. Jerry, Ty Lue or Mike Budenholzer?
Ty Lue.
Shit.
Let's get to this LeBron.
Come on, man, don't do that.
Van Gundy.
Oh man, get out of here, man. Hey, I think Van Gundy's a fraudulent too.
So we all know about the situation with Bron chucking it up on the sideline. And JJ having to call the timeout. This is a quick topic. Jerry, big deal or no deal?
Ooh, it's not no deal, and it's too early in the season to be a a huge deal. It's too early in the season for it to be a huge deal. But it's awful from somebody with LeBron's pedigree, in my opinion, to show up to number one. I'm sticking with the coaching aspect of it. To show up the coach that you selected for this team, to show him up just because he's trying to put forth of an effort to win this game that you're down 88-63 at the time when this happened. It's the NBA. We say all the time with the 3-ball revolution that you can come back from that type of deficit and win a game. But to compound ignoring the coach to the fact that he got to call a timeout to try to get your attention, and you still don't give him attention, and you still don't come see what the damn play is about, and that you're over there yucking it up with the team that's destroying your ass. On top of that, he chose the opportunity to try to keep a damn 10-point win streak alive in the game. And then as soon as he got it, checks himself out of the game, like, okay, I'm done. To me, like, it's not a leadership question or whatever. He ain't the damn leader of this team no more. It's not a leadership question. To me, it's a professionalism question. And why are you trying to big boy in this particular moment? Like, why am I losing your focus and attention in this moment? We do have a certain amount of time where we can actually come back and try to win this game and put forth a better effort. Because this was actually just a game where the team wasn't putting forth an effort. Why are you going to jump on that side of it, LeBron, and not do all your best? Now, I have an answer to that question, even though I'm the one asking it. It's because I think that he really is starting to break down and slow down. Finally, we're starting to see Father Time, and maybe he didn't want to put in that effort to try to come back or whatever. But if that's the case, just sit out.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how big a deal?
On the scale of 1 to 10, for me, I'm gonna give it a 7.5, simply because you got a lot of young heads, including your son, on that roster that don't need to see shit like that moving forward.
Okay, so I'll let you do the response on this one. What you got?
Nah, I give it a 3. It wasn't a good look. LeBron, some petulance, and there's some of the stuff that you'll get, but it's not. This what fit in, fit out. There things like this will drip out. I think it becomes a problem again if this. We're talking about something that happened in late November, early December. If this was when they are on, like, hey, we really driving, trying to lock in a seed, and everybody's all in and everybody's focused, and you're doing stuff like that that's undermining the team dynamics, then that becomes a big problem. I won't say that that's not on the table, because I do not know. One thing I don't know is how he will handle not being as good as he wants to be. So don't hear me, who is a resident of Constantinople. I will say that, but I also know that there's issues that come with the aging superstar. So it is something. It is something to monitor, but right. At this point, I'm just like, sometimes he just might be in a bad mood, want to be a jerk, want to flex, and that type of thing. But I'm not. I'm not going to flush the team, especially with Luka Doncic on your roster. It's like
two things. One, can you say that? Can you do that Brun thing again?
What Constantinople.
Oh, that the new way to avoid saying you're a brun-sexual? Okay, but I got it.
No, I've never said. Okay, no. I don't ascribe to whatever language you use. Only thing I will say is Ramon, but I will say I'm a resident of Constantinople. Yes, and that's the term I came up with, because I don't ride other.
I got you. And
gonads, if you will.
And the second one is you gave it a 3. Which, okay, I get it, because you live in Bruntopia or whatever.
Constantinople is the capital of.
Yes, all right, yes. I got to read it down and read it. I can't pronounce it right now. So with the 3 level, like, I gave it a 7.5 because of the image, or what's showing, and you even mentioned it yourself, that is showing to the young player.
No, I didn't say to the young player. I'm just saying him. It's more for him. It's between him and JJ. It's just like, all right, man, we don't have to do that. But then, like, what was that at the time when Dwight Howard and AD kind of got into it? It's like things like that happen in a competitive environment.
It's
something to look at.
Specifically asking on that part of it as far as the effect that it can have on cats that don't know no better, cats that just see it and it's in their memory banks for the rest of their career.
I believe that.
Is it higher than the 3 in that regard?
No, because I think LeBron has put out so much tape on, like, just the one thing people say, like they were talking to Brandon Ingram this week about what did he learn from LeBron, and he was like, man, I learned how to be a pro from LeBron. And I believe that that is a piece in terms of how to come into work, how to take care of your body, all of those things. I think he's put out so many years of that being a thing, and that having seeped through the league, that him in a moment of, all right, he's not handling that right. That's a bad moment, but that is not reflective of, like, all right, this is not a George Pickens situation where it's just like, oh, wait a minute, he was good for a minute, but he seems like he's might be reverting back to habits. These are more anomalies. And so, you know, as a young player, I would not say, oh, that's what we get to do. You know, I don't think they'll necessarily take that in a one-off situation.
Fair, that's fair. Let's move to the league, fellas.
Hold on, y'all, and let me get my take in.
Oh, I thought you were.
But okay, we can move on though. Again, it's a 1 for me.
I'm just going by your chat thing.
It's a 1G. It's a 1. Again, it's what you said at the end, Derek. This was a bad moment compared to 23 years of professionalism. Yeah. We didn't do Scottie, which Scottie Pippen's moment was a lot more egregious, but we don't curtail Scottie Pippen's moment for his whole career and try to amplify that and say that, you know what I'm saying, that's emblematic of Scottie Pippen. And
nobody tried to wash away his whole career.
Well, no,
moment. We were judging this one moment.
Here's my point that I'm bringing up. We have so many different Laker topics that we could have been discussing, but yet we choose this one. I just don't get it, but whatever.
Like we said when we talked about it, it was a story from last week. It was one of the stories from last week. It was one of the stories from last week.
Let's talk about you want to talk about the pass he made to Rui? That's the one you want to talk about, Greg?
You don't want to talk about that though.
Okay. Play the right way.
We can talk about that.
2 in the West. That ain't up for debate.
We can talk about that. We can talk about how garbage he was in that game, 4-17 in that game, trying to get them goddamn 10 points and keep that streak alive and wasn't able to do it. We can talk about how garbage that was. Couldn't get by nobody on the court.
As the young boy say, W's in the chat.
We can talk about that. But why would we waste time? Why would we waste time on LeBron in that moment? Why would we waste time on LeBron in that? Reeves had 44 fucking points. Reed had 44 points. That dude had 44 on a double-double.
But Jerry, I'm with you though.
13, I think.
Let's see him do it in the playoffs. Let's see him do it in the playoffs.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite statement. You're right.
Hey, I love it. Hey, I'm not. But listen, everybody can't do it in the regular season, so I'm not going down him. But let's see him do it in the playoffs. And I think he can.
Look like Brian can't do it in the regular season right now.
And the assists. Didn't LeBron?
Look like Brian can't do it
with having a bad shooting game.
Yeah.
He ended up tying the game at the end. He ended up tying the game.
They love when Jason Kidd got out there and did 9, 11, and 15.
LeBron did.
No, he didn't.
It was 118 to 116.
No, he didn't. Bron didn't tie the game. Reeves tied the game with a layup.
He tied the game at 120, 120.
Because Bron actually went and sat down on the bench because he thought they were finna call a timeout.
Okay, let me tell you how he tied the game. It was 118. It was 118 to 116. LeBron hit the jump shot. It was 118, 118. Brandon Ingram came down and scored. It was 120 to 118. Then Reeves hit the other shot to make it 120. So Reeves did hit the game winning shot. Hit the shot out before that. Oh, okay. Cool. That's what I said. He skipped over the whole thing I said about them being down 118 to 116 with a minute left. Did you just hear me say that, Kelsey?
I heard. Yeah, he don't.
So turn the game down and within 1 minute still stands.
That would be in the clutch definition, right, Dante? The clutch definition.
Yeah, that's what they
within
say.
A certain percentage of score, less than 5 minutes or less than 2 minutes, less than 1 minute in the game. But he's always been a clutch player. That's why they named our agency Clutch.
I'm a resident of Constantinople as well.
Constantinople. Listen, hey, the properties are beautiful. You see it? We have a nice water fountain back here. We got a mountainous view.
We don't want no Jordashians in our community at all. All the Jordashians make your way to the left. Go to another city.
No greatness allowed in the community?
No Jordashians. We
No,
love
that's
greatness.
allowed in the community.
We love MJ. We just don't want no Jordashians in the community.
I don't know if we love MJ over here. He might come to your neighborhood.
Oh well, yeah.
Hey, he
Pistons
can he
fan,
can he can he can shop in my Whole Foods.
I'll allow that. I'll allow that from a Piston fan. That's fair.
He said, "Bro, I'll allow that from a
That's fair. I'll allow it from a Pistons fan. That's fair. You know what I'm saying? But let's get to this NFL action today, fellas. A lot to talk about. Well, not really a lot. A couple things to talk about. I want to get to Shedeur in a minute, but let's start with them Ravens, man. And let's drill down even a little bit further. Lamar. So Rev Greg, I'll start with you, man. So Lamar, you giving him the injury excuse, or has he regressed? What's happening with Lamar, man? What's the deal, man?
Again, you got to show more than just a few games as to classify somebody as being in a regression period. Has he not played up to his standards that he set over the last few years?
But I'm gonna tell
In
you
the
why
last
I did it. I'm gonna tell you why I did it in a second. But go ahead.
in the last few weeks after his injury, because before his injury, he was still on pace with a high QB rating and still making great passes. And it seems after the injury he's been inconsistent. Today, however, was probably his best game since
Came
maybe
back.
week 3 or week 4 of the season. So I wouldn't necessarily call it a regression, not in the least bit.
The
Injuries
reason I put it that way is
for
because
sure.
I'm glad you said that, because I've been watching all these podcasts, all these TV shows where they're treating him just like just any old nobody since he's had a bad stretch. And that's why I put it that way, because that's what you would think listening to him, that this dude is not a great quarterback anymore. So Kelsey, is he still great?
Oh yes, absolutely,
Oh,
absolutely, yeah. And you can almost flush this season, and I would still say that he's great.
after the day is over.
Yeah. They're going
They're
to need to
still
make some
one
changes.
game behind.
They done.
Yeah, they're going to I think eventually they're going to need to make some changes. I think the Harbaugh experiment, well, not experiment, experience, let me say it that way. It might need to transition. Will they
Hey,
do it? I doubt it.
no, they ain't getting rid of Harbaugh. They'll get rid of Todd Monken.
Yeah, but
He'll
okay.
have to. He'd have to replace
Decision
Monken.
totally rides on Lamar Jackson and what his exit interview says at the end of this year.
Yeah, yeah. And I think he's earned it. If he wants Monken gone, then Monken gotta go.
Yep. It's
Um,
totally up to Lamar what that staff looks like
yeah.
next year.
But I still think he's a great quarterback. I think he's gonna get a ring eventually. You can't be that good. And if he's consistently good for the next 4 or 5 years, at some point he's gonna get one.
JW, you agree?
Uh, I've been off this dude for a long time. He's a great player. He's had an ass season and it's due to injury. I just have to keep going back to his style of play. I don't care what nobody says, man. You keep running around from the QB position like that, you're gonna have moments like this where you can't do it because of your body breaking down, because you're taking unnecessary hits at the quarterback position. That's the way he plays. That's the way he's always played. And they're always going to be like this. He is playing bad because he has been injured this year. That has been compounded by other injuries on the team where the defense wasn't able to be up to par as well, because they had a bunch of injuries on that side too. So it ain't all on the quarterback in this instance. But once you get the defense back, and then he's still playing horrible because it's obviously it's a lower extremity injury that's assisting him in having these ass games, because his ball has been bad. His ball was bad today, missing people high, missing people low. Then of course the longer you go in the game, it's going to affect your decision making, and his decision to try to escape to pass at the end of the game when you hurt. That's a moment where the greats, and he's great by some standard. So far in his young career with 2 MVPs, I get it, but a smarter quarterback is getting rid of that ball just to keep the chance of winning alive, and he failed to do that miserably today. So It's not all on him. I'm not giving him an excuse because he is injured, and that's not an excuse. But when you don't have it with your wheels, then your brain and your arm got to be in sync, bro. So you got to fix that about yourself.
So they didn't suffer from Isaiah Likely once again dropping the ball
Dang.
in the end zone.
That was a bad drop.
And last week, fumbling the ball out of the end zone.
Yeah, but once you get to the end of the game, man, you can't go back to them plays, bro. Why are you going back to that? He had a chance to keep their opportunity
because it changes
win.
dynamic of the game. It changes the dynamic of the game. But, yeah, he had a couple of off throws, but for the most part, he played pretty well. He had the game-winning or the opportunity to have the game-winning touchdown throw.
Film is not what's going to get it done in Baltimore. He has to be superstar Lamar Jackson. We've seen that. If he ain't that dude, this dude here don't get it done, and we see it every time it happens.
You just need people to make the plays that they're paid to make. You just can't. You can't drop the ball in the end zone.
Hey, what did Giselle say? Tom can't throw it and catch it.
Just like you said, him dropping the ball changes the dynamic of the game. If he catches that ball, then it changes the dynamic of the game as well. Maybe
then it's on the defense to make a stop.
Maybe their opponent plays well enough to go down and get them another score. So
then it's on the defense to make a stop.
If he catch that, then you got to go to the.
It's like with Mark Andrews last season in the playoffs. Had he made that catch,
the one thing I do know is that he made a very horrible decision at the end of the game to try to escape
with
and
10
throw
seconds left
instead of just getting that ball. But your job as a quarterback in that moment is to keep the chance to win the game alive, and he failed miserably.
Throw it out of bounds, throw it in the back of the end zone.
To keep a chance to win alive.
I think you're overplaying your hand on saying he failed miserably. He was trying to make a play, he got tripped up, getting outside the pocket.
But your wheels ain't there. So when you see in slow motion, when you see that man with nobody blocking him coming at your ass, get rid of the ball so you keep the opportunity alive to try to go at another play. Right then and there.
So number one, you got to see the all 22 first to see if there was anybody open. Because had he just thrown, no, I'm just saying. You have to look at it to make it, Jerry.
I know you ain't looked at it.
You ain't looked at it. So you just make it.
No, he the one. I didn't say it. He said he brought up the all 22. Why the hell I'm gonna bring up all 22 and I know I ain't watched it? He said all 22 like he watched it.
Because you're making a statement that you making a statement like you saw
he got it right next to him.
You making a statement like you saw it. So you have to go by what you see on.
I didn't bring up all 22, Greg. You did.
Well, you know what Greg is saying is that you're making determinations on how he could have gotten rid of the ball without it being grounded.
In slow motion, he had a lineman unblocked in his face. He felt the pressure from the left. But if you only got 10 seconds, 12 seconds, whatever they had left, if that's Tom Brady and this dude come unblocked, Tom Brady getting rid of that ball immediately.
Tom Brady can't get away from that dude. Lamar can.
Just because you can don't mean you do. You ain't got but 12 seconds.
So to the point Greg is making, if there's a guy open and I just got to get past this guy and then I can set my feet and hit somebody down the field, then maybe you try to make that play. I don't know. You know what? I'll check the all 22 out and I will post in the group tomorrow because I got the NFL joint. I will post the all 22.
And you have to determine if somebody's open. If nobody's open and you're in the pocket and you throw it away, that's intentional grounding, the game over anyway.
All I'm saying is
I'm out on them, G. I'm out on the Ravens.
You out on the Ravens or you out on Lamar Jackson?
I'm out on the Ravens this year coming back.
Okay.
Yeah.
The division is putrid. The division is putrid.
Yeah, in that putrid division. I know they only a game back, but just watching them play, I don't even think they can catch the Steelers.
They one game back.
I just said that.
Okay.
I'm basing mine off what they look like playing football right now. They can't even. I don't even think they can beat bad teams all the time right now. So
they have bombed in the secondary today, buddy.
Can I Aaron Rodgers look like old Aaron Rodgers?
And I ain't even a Metcalf fan, but he was bombing their ass today.
They had Aaron Rodgers throwing the ball deep today. Come on, man.
So let me ask y'all a question because I get a lot of biased commentary around these parts. Do y'all think Denver is really good?
No, I'll jump out there. I think their defense.
I think they're
What?
like the 15 I think they're like the 14-2 San Diego Chargers that Marty Schottenheimer led, and they lost their first playoff game. That's what I think the Denver Broncos are.
I can see that too.
But
They
am I
even
just
played
being a
they
hater?
even played the Raiders close today. I was watching some of that game. I'm like, that offense is gonna get them tripped up early in the playoffs, real early.
I mean,
It's a
they're
matchup. It's
one.
matchup dependent for the Broncos for me.
Yep.
They got a really good defense. If you got a really good defense that travel, you can be in the game, and that's all they need to do is be in the game. Because Bo
Well,
Nix
who are
can
the
make a
playoff
play or
teams?
two.
Who are the playoff teams in the AFC that have a good defense that'll travel?
I'm saying the Broncos have a good defense that'll travel.
Okay, I'm saying
It,
so. Then you think they're gonna make some noise in the playoffs?
I said it's matchup dependent, depending on who they play.
So like
It's
who? Give
matchup.
me some examples of somebody you like. They play them. They like okay. So if they play the Patriots. You got the Patriots.
No, I
Bills, Bills.
ooh, that's a good matchup. That's a good matchup because I think the Broncos defense is a tad bit better than the Patriots defense. Um, and I don't know how good Drake May is right now. Even though he's playing good ball, I don't know if he's battle tested to the point to where he can overcome playing a defense that gets after the quarterback. They hit, they don't miss tackles, and they can cover.
And so you'll
So
take Bo
Did they
Nix
did they get
going against the
Sertan back?
Patriots defense.
Did they get
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
take
he's
Sertan
back.
back yet?
I'll
Yeah.
take the Broncos defense was and Bo Nix has enough capability to make a player or two to help help the Broncos win.
You got the Broncos going to the Super Bowl from the AFC.
No, I don't. You're not
Okay, well
listening
who
to what
else? Okay,
are
well
you
who else?
listening to
Who
the
else?
word
I gave
when I
you the
say
second best team.
Y'all not even hearing this dude. This dude is trying to make a case for this squad to go to the Super Bowl.
Hold on, when you say his squad, who is his squad?
Denver. That's not your
No,
squad?
I don't believe
no,
in
he
Denver.
don't like the Broncos.
I don't
Oh,
like the
okay.
Broncos,
Oh,
but I'm
okay.
saying I think they're playing in a down division and they're playing in a down conference in general. There may be a couple of teams at the top, but there's a lot of teams that are mid, to use Dante's word. And I think that they're beating mid teams barely.
Yeah,
So
because
I don't.
the offense so
They
ass.
probably be looking at a matchup of either, let's see, Chargers, Houston, or KC, depending on who gets in.
The Chargers,
Yeah,
the Chargers out of there for this year. They just don't have enough this year.
I don't know.
They don't have
So
enough.
I'm putting my marker down. I said I think the Broncos
If
lose. They're gonna
when
lose
you
a
ask
whole
about
playoff game.
when you ask
Yeah, I
about the
think so
Patriots
too.
and the
I'm with you,
Broncos,
Kelsey.
I
I'm
would
with you.
pick the Patriots over them
And
easily.
it's gonna be Bo Nick's fault. Watch what I tell you.
I'm
Still
gonna
got
put it
the
on Sean
Ravens
Payton.
winning the North AFC North division because
Who?
I do not believe in the Steelers whatsoever. They're gonna lose 2 or 3 more games.
Ooh.
But that's not the Broncos a tough team, man. You might have to grin and bear it out there. This
I don't want to. I don't want to.
may have to grin and
I'm gonna
bear
be
it.
on my Jerry. I'm like, no, miss me.
It'll be two mirror
They,
teams playing each other too. Because what if they end up playing Houston?
Like I
that
like so I like
Those
Houston's
are
front. I
similar
like Houston's
squads.
front four.
That
Same kind of
yeah.
squad.
See
the
that matchup, I would favor Houston because they have a difference maker at wide receiver, a real difference maker at wide receiver. Two reasonably good quarterbacks with a difference maker at wide receiver in
But
Nico
Houston is coming
Collins.
on the road. They had to come up here.
I don't care.
Okay.
I can't unsee Houston, the early season Houston. I can't unsee them. Just like I can't unsee the early season Ravens. I just can't unsee it. I just feel like I feel like that's who they're gonna be in the end, or whatever. But when you start talking about throwing the Patriots in there, I feel like the Patriots are a
But
good team.
one thing you have to take into account, Jerry, is that we've seen the NFL, and there's usually a team that turns it around for the good in the league, and then there's a team that starts out hot, Colts, and tank at the end of the season, or can't get out of their own way. And so
Wind it down.
injuries.
Let's get to Shedeur, man. We gotta talk some Shedeur before we get up out, man. and your boy, man, Stefanski. The 2-point play. Did y'all see it? First of all, did everybody see it? Everybody call it?
I didn't see it. I didn't see it.
Shedeur basically
I saw
dribbling
the
down the
replay.
field,
I
brings them
saw the replay.
brings them within 2. They take now. Don't get me wrong. They did this last week too, because I watched the game last week too. Took him off, brought in Judkins to do the little wildcat play, got blown up. Stupid looking play, got blown up. He tried to throw it back across the field, whole deal, and they lose the game. What's going on in Cleveland? Is Shedeur got any chance to still be there next year? Would you want to see him there next year, Kelsey?
I want him out of there.
Go ahead, G. Go ahead, G.
I want him out of there, man. This play is the antithesis of what Stefanski and either the general manager, I know Jerry blames either the general manager or the owner for the way that they've handled this situation. But this just encapsulates everything that has happened from the time that they drafted him to now. Not giving him an opportunity, drafting him into number 5, then giving Dylan Gabriel the opportunity to take number one reps as the number, being number 2 behind Joe Flacco. And then once you got rid of Joe Flacco and you got Dylan Gabriel, do not afford Shedeur that same opportunity with a rookie quarterback, never knowing when his number has to be called due to injury. It happened. And just the way that they've handled all of the media and the responses to the questions about the Shedeur question, given the making the environment seem as if Shedeur is just not a good NFL quarterback. And today, and his first start shows that, I'm not saying he's going to be a starting franchise quarterback, but he's good enough to be a quarterback better than Dylan Gabriel has ever shown. And for him to be able to get that team in position to tie the game and take that opportunity away on a 2-point conversion, it just speaks to something just not right within that organization.
You were trying to take some of the wind out of his sail because the man was
it seems intentional. It seems intentional.
So do you think Stefanski wasn't trying to win, or you think Stefanski was not trying to win with Shedeur pulling the trigger at the end?
He was not trying to win with Shedeur pulling the trigger.
He wanted to take the winning opportunity away from him.
He didn't want the media.
So let's look at
the narrative.
Before you go, Kelsey, let me give his stats for today. He was 23 of 42, 364 yards, 3 TDs, 1 pick, 97.7 rating.
And Dylan Gabriel ain't had that
and
in 2 or
it's
3
the Titans
games.
defense.
He had
okay.
So 2 or 3 games.
So let's look at this from what happens in these situations. The team game plans, what are 2-point plays, what are best 2-point plays. They probably bring in 2 or 3 of those into the game plan with them. Right. So do you believe that there was 1 play with Judkins and 2 plays that were just traditional quarterback plays, and they intentionally said, well, let's go with this one because I don't want Shedeur to do this? Or did they think this play with Judkins is our best 2-point play that we have, and we want to execute that to try to win the game?
But Dante, I'm gonna tell you something about 2-point plays. They usually pull them out when they haven't put them on film before. And Dante, you did say that they had ran that play last week, right?
Yep.
So
you said they ran the formation. You ran the formation.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you go in that formation, you know there's only 2 things that could happen. Either he's going to run it or he's going to give it to somebody else to throw it. And the Titans were all on that ass. And so you cannot, in a game-winning or game-tying situation, you have to use a play that has not been shown on film. That's the reason why you have 2-point plays. You put something... You may run a counter to a play if it did work.
I think that's what he was saying. They tried to run a counter. They didn't run the exact same play that they ran last week.
It looked like he was supposed to hand the ball off, but he missed the handoff, and so he had to throw it back across.
It may have been bad execution.
Yeah.
But
it wasn't gonna work though. Way the defense.
I just don't believe that a coach will leave it up to a play that you just put on film last week. You have to pull up a play that has not been shown to where the defense don't have keys to what you're trying to do.
Well, I don't know. I think that for the conspiracy to be a conspiracy, you got to have somebody that would have had to been something to say, well, hey, if we get close, let's put either have a bunch of plays that don't involve Shedeur, or we got several plays and let's find the one that doesn't involve him. I think that's in the heat of battle when you're trying to win a game. If we think he's trying to win a game, it may not have been a good play to call, but to add the conspiratorial situation to it, then that's an extra layer.
And see,
And it's
that's
the
my thing.
whole
'Cause I'm not
never
a
assume malice
conspiracy
when pure
guy.
incompetence will suffice.
Right.
Maybe it was just incompetence.
So the question would be, why would they want to sabotage Shedeur? For those who believe that they might be doing, why? What do they gain from it is what I've been trying to figure out. Like, what would they gain from that?
That's why I go to the owner when I heard that draw. He don't care. His whole thing is
Haslam is problematic.
his whole. I just, as soon as I heard it, that's where I've been the whole time.
Hey, you're not. Hey, but you know who Haslam is cool with? He cool with the Mannings, and he cool with Nick Saban.
Okay, all right. We'll throw
Hey,
them
but
all.
listen,
We'll throw them
but
all
listen,
in the same
but
list.
he has had some issues with his pilot. Was it the flight pilot J pilot, whatever those gas stations are?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there
It's a
was
flying
some
J and a pilot.
flying J. Yeah. He had some issues with that. There was some lawsuits in behind that. So
yeah, I don't doubt that, but I just feel like he told him to draft that kid. He was still on the board. Everybody fell in line with not drafting him. The good old boy network, let him drop or whatever. Or
that
like
can't
Dante
be true though,
says, that
Jerry.
he
That can't
was
be true. That can't be true because Ozzie and them was gonna draft him, and
who?
Ozzie, the Ravens, they were gonna draft. Ozzie called Deion, and Deion was
okay. So let's
and
eliminate
Deion,
that.
and they said no, we don't want to sit behind Lamar.
Okay. So let's
So
eliminate that.
it wasn't all 32 teams.
What round was that?
It was before the 5th round.
Okay. All right. So let's throw away the fact that let's say he wasn't a 5th round pick, right? If the Ravens were going to draft him, then he wasn't a 5th round pick. You had the old boy said if he was still coaching the Raiders, he would have. Now that he got a dog in the
Pierce?
fight.
Come on, let's not do that. Hey, Dante, can you strike that from the record? Can you strike that from the record? We're not gonna let that.
Fixing it.
Hey, man, Pierce.
I was fixing it. I said not that he had a dog in the fight. Not that he had a dog in the fight.
No, yeah. Let's not do that.
So every time we come down to these micro moments, though, it does. I just keep looking back to that moment of saying he wants this dude to look bad. It's just what it looks like to me. And then can a coach who has an opportunity to win the game, right? This quarterback got you all the way down here. Can a coach that has an opportunity to get this team another dub make the call to fuck it up at the end, like the Dolphins did not too long ago when they was obviously tanking and they were making those real suspect moves at the end of the game to actually lose games back then. That's an ownership thing. That's an ownership thing.
I didn't even think about that one. That's a great point.
That's an ownership
thing. Be trying
man.
to tank. I'm not gonna reach all the way into the conspiracy bag, but something stinks to high hell over there.
Are the Browns an incompetent franchise?
Yes.
And we just talked about the Clippers. It's like, again, sometimes you don't have to be kicking over rocks to find the conspiracy. It's just like they just may be a bad organization. A bad organization makes bad decisions.
Ain't no maybe.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
But the mistakes that they're making though are just your head scratching.
They don't. That's what I'm saying. It's got to be ownership.
They signed the nasty man.
Y'all on my dime.
Contract.
Y'all on my dime, niggas. All y'all niggas on my dime.
Well, hold on. But hold on. Why you
just drafting Shedeur, spending a pick when you already drafted a quarterback and you got 3 quarterbacks already on the roster: Deshaun, Flacco, and Kenny Pickett.
Y'all niggas on my dime. I do what I want to do with my team.
Why would you
his
draft
daddy said he would not let his players play for me. I'm gonna show his daddy, put his son on my team, and we gonna work this shit out. We'll see how he like it then.
And to me, that's the most logical. That's the most logical explanation for this whole ordeal.
Hey, here's
it may not be a conspiracy. It may not be a league-wide conspiracy, but it could be a couple of teams like, I'm gonna pick him and we gonna mess him up. Yeah, we're not gonna do right by him. We're gonna
I
make
think
it hard for him.
one of the
When we
challenges with the Shedeur situation.
when we get off, y'all make sure y'all find that video of those two offensive linemen last week doing the Soldier Boy off the line off that last.
Were they black or white?
Both of them white.
So let me say this. I think the challenge with this Shedeur conversation is we can't litigate every game and say this is what he is and this is what he isn't. It's too small a sample size. We've seen guys. Look, I remember what's the Pastronaut, my boy from Tennessee. He came in. Was that to Minnesota where he didn't practice at all and they threw him in the game and he balled and then he balled for like another 2 games. But then eventually he came right back to who he was. I remember Matt Flynn in Green Bay had a game where he threw for about 400 something, and it was like Matt Flynn is that dude, and then
he was not for Green Bay,
yeah. So it's I think it's small sample size theater and trying to litigate what he is, what he isn't. We need just to see him play more, but I think every game treating it like it was the Heat back. When LeBron first came there, well, did they win this game? Did they lose this game? They're 5-6 or whatever the record was. It's I don't think that's going to give anybody an accurate picture of what he is. We just need to sit back and see what he does the rest of the season.
For me, it's no question that he was better than a 5th round. He was no 5th round pick. He shouldn't have.
I said that when he got drafted.
He should.
I don't even know. I don't even know what that means.
He shouldn't have been a 1st round pick, but he's for sure.
I don't even know what that means. We in our pre-production we were talking about Brock Purdy, and it was celebrated the fact that they blew the 1st round pick and trade Lance or whatever, but they got a 6th round pick in Brock Purdy. It don't matter. They found the starter.
Now, we didn't.
So I'm like,
we didn't celebrate blowing the pick.
Okay, you celebrated that you got your quarterback.
I know for sure. I hated the pick when they picked Lance because he didn't have no film.
Well, I'm saying you celebrated Brock Purdy.
I'm saying
you celebrated Brock Purdy. That you had that he was in the same.
You drafted Brock Purdy. He played well.
Okay, that's my point. And so I'm like, I don't care where you're drafted. Like, who cares if it's 1st round, 6th round, whatever. If you are on the team and you get in there and ball, Tony Romo, your favorite player, Greg.
Don't do that.
Was he even drafted?
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not your favorite player.
The only thing I know at this point about Shedeur is he better than man. That's the only thing I know.
He was a great player. He just couldn't come up big in the big moments. Go ahead. What'd you say?
I know that. That's the only thing I know about him at this point. He's better than Dillon Gabriel. That's the only thing I can pronounce at this point. He's a better quarterback than Dillon Gabriel. He's got more tools. Let me put it. He's got more tools than Dillon Gabriel. I'll put it that way. So I'm where it's going.
Is he better than Joe Flacco?
No, he can't say that. Yeah, you owe me an apology on that
one. Yeah, I can't go that far because he hadn't. I'm with Kelsey on it. He hadn't done enough yet to go that far. You know what I'm saying? Flacco.
We can't judge him against this version of Joe Flacco.
But the old version of Flacco has balls some games.
yards the last couple weeks ago. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So we can't do that.
I mean, so which version of Joe Flacco are we talking about? A couple weeks ago, he threw for 400 and like 3 or 4 touchdowns. So I mean. Like I said, I think he'll be the starter for the rest of the year.
We've seen a couple of the draft picks play. We know he was better than Dillon Gabriel. We know he's better than Tyler Shuck. and we know he's better than Mason Rudolph, who the Steelers had an opportunity to put somebody behind Aaron Rodgers. We know that. We know this.
Hey, I got one more dime I can throw into the owners conspiracy.
Throw it.
They released the information that Deshaun Watson can return to play.
Oh yeah.
We don't need to hear nothing about no goddamn.
Oh yeah, I put it in the group.
I told. I said the nasty man. I was like, to me, the fact you said the worst decision they made, they gave that man how much? 250 million.
Hey man, guaranteed. 230.
When you throw in the nasty man, that kind of bread coming off what he came off of.
Hold on. Have y'all read some of the statements that the?
Oh my God, yes.
Have y'all read some of the statements the masseuse victims made about their time?
Come on, G. We can't laugh at victim statements, dog. Come on, dog.
What's funny? What's funny, G?
No, dog. We can't.
Hey,
Come on,
G
dog.
like the strong arm.
Come on, man.
That's what you went.
Stop.
Hey, can't be no worse than some of them Diddy trial transcripts.
Oh my
I'm telling you,
God.
boy. I'll say, listen. Hey, that boy was he was dealing from the bottom of the deck, man.
Oh shit.
They said he turned into Michael Jackson after he.
Stop, dog. Stop, man. Stop,
But
pause.
man, we gotta get up out here, man. It's getting late. I know the
Pause.
we appreciate you sitting in with us, man, for the state of the NBA and the regular pod, man. We appreciate you, brother.
I always love being here.
No doubt. I see you. I left the show. Didn't even call you boys frauds.
Well, you can't because
Didn't do it not one time.
Let me tell you, you know why you can't? The record is 19-5.
They weren't worried of a lot of coverage today anyway.
Even though I think they will be 4 or below by the time it's over. But that's just me.
They're 19-5.
Me.
Best record in the East.
That's just me. Gee,
hey, after 20 games, you gotta say it's real.
Spend my dollar on beer. Parked in the holler beneath the mountain blue light. Roll tide. Hold up tight against the wall. Make a little loving all night. A little
this will be my
Mason
my final word is
Auburn and BYU.
My final
and
word
Notre Dame too. My Dixieland delight.
I think for me as a Florida Gator fan, if my Gators were playing as bad as Alabama's been playing for the last 3 weeks, there's no way I would want to see them in the tournament fall on their damn face.
We ain't got to worry about that because Notre Dame just trash. They just ass.
That's
no way. I would rather see even though Notre Dame does not deserve to be in there, I would rather see Notre Dame based off last year's performance. I would rather see the Texans based off their last 3 games.
Y'all see my
hey, Jerry, you know we don't believe this, right? You know we don't believe this.
Yeah, we don't.
If Florida had a chance to be in the playoffs, and you wouldn't be saying, "No, I don't want them in the playoffs. They don't deserve it."
Yeah,
no, come on, man.
What type of cheese you want with that wine, sir? What type of cheese you want? We got Brie.
I don't never want to see if my team ass. And I know we ain't got a shot. I don't want to see that.
Well, but that's not what Alabama is.
Watching good football.
That's not what Alabama is. So and that's not who Georgia. That's not who Florida.
Alabama
they're
not
not.
Ass.
No, they're not.
No,
they didn't look putrid in the ass against Georgia yesterday.
They did not play well yesterday. They did not play yesterday.
That ain't what I asked you. I said, did they look putrid in ass?
No, they didn't. No.
They had some Jason.
Would you like some cheese with that wine, sir? Would you like some cheese with that wine?
They looked abdomen. They were abdomen.
That running game is definitely ass adjacent.
Oh, that running game is colon.
Hey Dante, they ain't the sphincter, but they the dog part around that motherfucker.
And on that note, hey man, thank y'all for joining us. Trash Talking with the Old Heads, man. We appreciate our special guest, Reverend Kelsey. Appreciate your brother, Greg, JW. Till next week. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button on YouTube. Trash Talking with the Old Heads. We out.
Roll Tide, bitches.